Joe, how do you approach this week where Adam said to us, Sam's on a limited basis in practice. He doesn't know which one of you guys is going to go Sunday. So just kind of how does it alter your approach at all in practice?
Oh, not really. I mean, obviously, you give the priority to Sam in terms of the reps and things like that. I just got to stay mentally locked in and make sure I'm going through as much of the week as I can, like I'm going to play.
How did Sam look today?
I thought he looked well. Yeah, I thought he was throwing the ball good. I mean, I'm not him, so I can't really say how he felt, but he looked good. He looked like he hasn't missed a beat.
Are you the kind of, I mean, because you've obviously played a lot of football. So, I mean, can you get by if you have to start, can you get by with a reduced number of reps?
Yeah, obviously it's going to be a different role for me. Because when I have played, I've usually taken the reps. But listen, I've played in a lot of games, and I have all the confidence that, whatever the situation is for myself, obviously that is the situation, and I'll make it work. Yes.
So is your expectation right now is that Sam will start?
Well, listen, we're really still feeling the week out, and that's going to be decided by the coaches, the training staff, and ultimately him.
Do you have any, I know this exposure to Denzel has been so limited because he's been injured, but just as a snapshot opinion of what you've seen so far of him, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's tough to tell right now. Obviously, we need to get him in playing shape, and he can obviously run. He can go up and get the ball, but my reps have been limited until the last couple of weeks, and obviously his have too. So I haven't gotten a ton of reps with him, but you can see the athleticism.
Joe, do you have a feel at all once you do get everybody back, like Mims and Perryman just came back last week, just how much better the offense can be? You haven't had that whole group together yet.
Yeah, it's tough. I think we all have those expectations, but at the same time, like, when is the whole offense healthy in the NFL? We have to, we can't really, it's not something that really thought about or even tried to go through that exercise with ourselves because it distracts you from, what we're trying to accomplish right now. So I can't say that we've really thought too much about what we would look like otherwise.
But you guys obviously have been shorthanded since you walked in the door. I'm just kind of wondering if you have a feel for how much better it can be, once you get some of these guys back, which you just haven't had.
Yeah, well, for sure. I think anytime you get the guys that you expect to play out there at the beginning of training camp, you expect to be the best possible version of yourself.
A lot of people are trying to kind of evaluate and look at Sam, right? And because of the fact that he hasn't had a lot of people, around him that were expected to be around him, do you think it's fair to evaluate him? I know you're not necessarily as much in the evaluation portion of your career, so to speak, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's been a lot of that, and it's not just this year. It was last year before you got here. There were a lot of injuries, and he was out for a stretch with mono. I just kind of wonder, as a veteran, how do you feel the fairness is in terms of his evaluation?
Yeah, I think it's always tough to evaluate a quarterback, based off of what our results are. I think you have to have, every quarterback in the league's in a unique situation to them and their team. And I think that this organization kind of understands that we're not playing up to the level we want to right now. But I don't think that, it's fair. And I don't think that they're doing that. I don't think that they're looking at Sam in the light of what our record is right now and what we've necessarily done on offense. Um, it's a unique situation right now, and I think he's proven that he can be tough and mentally strong. And I think this is one of those things that when you have confidence in somebody like him, if you come out on the other end of this, then it'll make you that much better of a player.
Joe, as a guy who has been there before, how difficult is it when you don't have your weapons as a quarterback and the offensive line isn't healthy? How difficult does that make it, and especially for a younger quarterback?
Well, listen, I mean, everybody likes to act like the quarterback's the guy that drives the ship and he does it all by himself. But every single position on the field is just as reliant on the guy next to him as the other guy is, and the quarterback's no different from that standpoint. So you have to play together as a unit, no matter who's out there, and you got to try to make it work as the best you can. But this is a true team sport, and that requires all 11 guys on each side of the ball playing together.
Joe, you've been around Sam for a couple months now, and back in the spring of some virtual stuff. What has stood out to you about him in terms of mental toughness and kind of dealing with everything that a quarterback deals with?
Yeah, well, he wants to do things the right way. He wants to go out there and he wants to get the ball to guys. He plays hard. You can tell he works hard at it in the classroom. He wants to be the guy that does everything the right way, and he puts a lot of pressure on himself to go out there and play well and take care of all those things. So, and I also think that he's a guy that, once he gets out there, when he lets it loose and he kind of plays mentally free, he's got a ton of talent and he can really swing it. So, I think he's been great. I think it's been great to be able to be here with him and kind of experience what he's all about, because he definitely loves the game and wants to do it the right way.